word, not the substance. The word cholesterol is the most demonized word in all of medicine. So let's understand what cholesterol, short for total cholesterol, really is. It's not a measure of cholesterol. I've called, Boston or Framingham Heart Labs, Boston Heart Labs, Cleveland Heart Labs, asked the front desk, I would like to measure my cholesterol. And they always answer, oh, sure, we run a total cholesterol test. It's like, that's not cholesterol. I want to know what my cholesterol value is. I'm a chemist. Cholesterol is a distinct molecule. We can measure it with very simple tools that have been around since I was in school, a long time ago, okay? So I said, can I speak to a chemist? And of course, neither place did a chemist call me back to talk about measuring cholesterol. So in my humble opinion, out of 7 to 8 billion people on the planet Earth, close to zero, or maybe even zero, have had their actual cholesterol measured. Zero. Instead, we're measuring this farcical name called total cholesterol, which is 3 different things. It's your LDL, or low density lipoprotein. There's no cholesterol in that, but they've conveniently put a little -C at the end of it to say it's a cholesterol molecule. Well, it's no more of a cholesterol molecule than it is a vitamin D molecule, than it is a vitamin A molecule. These are fat-soluble things that are carried in LDL. And then, so total cholesterol is LDL, low-density lipoprotein, plus HDL, high-density lipoprotein, plus 20% of your triglycerides. That's sugars, not cholesterol. So where's the cholesterol in it? But we watch that number, and it's one of the numbers that is the most outrageously, erroneously interpreted in all of medicine. First of all, no one's had the cholesterol molecule measured. Is cholesterol in LDL and HDL? Yeah, because cholesterol is a constituent of essentially every membrane in our body. So yes, there is some cholesterol inserted but bound into it, not free cholesterol. Okay. So the second thing is our vascular system is water, 92% water. If you ever made salad dressing with oil and water, they don't mix. Okay. If you ever wash a greasy dish with just water, the grease doesn't come off. They don't mix. So how do fats, and we eat a lot of fats, plants have fats too, how do fats course through our bloodstream? Okay, so let's go back to that greasy dish. If I wash it with water, nothing happens, it's still greasy. I'm not going to put it away in the cupboard. But if I take out some soap and wash it with soapy water, the grease magically disappears. It doesn't really disappear. There's this little spherical thing called soap, the soap molecule, and the fat goes in the inside, and the outside is miscible with water, and it flows very nicely through the water, disappears down the drain. Same thing with LDL. So LDL is really what's demonized in the total cholesterol measurement, and that's the target of the drugs, lowering LDL in the liver, production of it in the liver. But what do they demonize? And it's a $1 trillion industry, we figured, since the inception of the statin drugs in 1987. They've demonized soap. SOAP. That's it. HDL is a form of soap. LDL is a form of soap. So here's another thing that I just want the listeners to understand how ridiculous and absurd our health system can be, yet no one's paying attention. So like what I tell people to do is take out a piece of paper and in column A, write everything good in your life. And in column B, write everything bad in your life. And we'll weight them all the same. So your net good is your total good minus your total bad. So if HDL is good and LDL is bad, why are we adding them? In the total cholesterol equation, it's LDL plus HDL plus 20% of your triglycerides. It's completely absurd. So, if the good HDL goes up, your total cholesterol goes up, and you get penalized. So obviously it's absurd and ludicrous. I recommend people don't even run their lipids. Natasha Campbell McBride says the same thing. Don't even measure them, that they're just doing their job. It actually is an indicator of repair and recovery.